When you want to look at the record of an individual supporter or add just a few new supporters, you'll use the Search and Add Activists tool. To access your database, go to the Start Organizing menu and select Search and Add Activists. Then select which list you're working from. As the title of this feature suggests, there are two main things we can do here: add a new activist to our list or search for an activist that's already on our list. Let's start with adding a new activist. So I'll click the Add Activist button, and now I have a blank form to fill in with my new person's information. Let's add our friend Amanda Newman. You have space to add information about name and street address, but the only required fields for adding someone are email address and postal code. As you add someone, you can also attach tags which you've already created, or add a source code. You can also add additional information about your person using the Custom Form field area. As a reminder, custom fields are any data that you collect on people outside of our standard fields. So this is where you'd put a phone number, or note that someone said they want to volunteer. Here, you can select a custom field from fields that you've already created, or you have the option of using this green button to create an entirely new custom field as you do this. Once I've put in all the information on my new person, I click the button to save a new activist. And now I can see my activist's record. This is where we'll track all of your new person's actions, what emails they've received, what actions they've taken, things like that. We'll look at this page in more detail in just a minute. For now, let's go back to user search. Now we're going to do the second part of what this feature is for, searching for an existing activist on our list. So I'll type in the name or email of someone I know is on my list and click the search button. You'll see that a person comes up down here. If there's more than one match when you search someone's name, you'll see multiple results, and you can choose to work on the one that you need. Another option you have to find activists to work with is to pull up a report that you've previously run and see all the people on that report. Click the Load a Report text under the search box, and then click the drop-down box to select a report. That will bring up all the people who were on that report, and you can look at them individually. To see details about a person, click the red View/Edit Record button. This brings us back to a supporter record page. Let's first look at the information on the left-hand side. The first information you'll see is your supporter's name and email address. If you have a physical address for them, you'll see that information, and you'll see what we know about what legislative and congressional districts they live in. Below that, you'll see a section called Subscriptions. This tells you which of your lists this person is on. Right under that, you'll see three buttons: Unsubscribe, Edit, and Merge. If you wish to unsubscribe this person from the list you're currently working with, just click on the Unsubscribe button. Be careful doing this, as it will unsubscribe them with just one click. Once the person is unsubscribed from the list, though, that button will change to Subscribe, and you'll be able to add them back to your list as needed. We'll take a look at the Edit button in a moment, but let's skip it for right now and go to the third button, Merge. If you have a supporter on your list with more than one email address, like janedoe@gmail.com and janedoe@hotmail.com, you may want to merge their records. This will move their history and information to just one email address and one supporter record. To do this, click on the Merge button and enter the other email address or name associated with the other person's record that you want to merge. Click the button to choose which fields to keep, and you'll see a side-by-side list of the information we have on each record. Choose which fields to merge. You can choose all or just some of them, and then click to merge the activists. You'll be taken back to the person's supporter record. Now let's turn our attention to the main column in the middle of the page. This is where you see your supporter's action history. In the first section, you'll see their email history, which emails from you the person has received, that's this envelope icon, which emails they've opened, which is this eye icon, and which emails they've clicked a link on that you sent with this link icon. The emails are dated, and you can also click on the name of the email to be taken to your email management page for that message. Next, we'll see their action history. Which of your petitions have they signed? Which events did they RSVP to? And so on. Again, here the actions are dated, and you can click on the name of the action to be taken to that management page. In the next section, you'll see their donation history. Here you'll see the total amount they've given, what the largest single contribution is that they've made, and then a list of each donation, including the date, which fundraising page they donated on, if they've made a recurring donation, and the amount that they gave with each donation. Scrolling down, the next section we see is tags. In this section, you'll see all of the tags attached to this person. They can get a tag attached to their record by taking action on a page that you've added a tag to, or by you uploading them as part of a list that you attached a tag to. You can also manually add and remove tags, as we'll see in a second. The next section is for custom fields. Here's where you'll see the responses that they've given to custom fields you've added to your actions. You'll see the name of the custom field and the response that they've given. Our next section is for source codes. You'll see the source codes for any actions they've taken, so you can see what sites they clicked in from or how they got on your list. Lastly, we have our notes section. You can add notes to an individual supporter record to record a conversation you had with the person or anything you'd like to keep track of about them. Notes are only viewable by you and by any of the other administrators on your group, only when they pull up the supporter's individual record. Now, much of the information on this page can be edited, so that's what we'll look at next. Looking back to the left side of the screen, we see those three buttons again for unsubscribe, edit, and merge. This time, let's click on the edit button. You'll see the name and contact information for your supporter first. If you need to change someone's name or update an email or physical address, this is where you'll do that. One note to keep in mind. In some cases, that information can't be edited. If your supporter has an Action Network account of their own, then you can't edit their contact information. Only the account holder can. Scrolling down, you'll again see tags and source codes. Here, you can manually add a tag to their account. Just click on the box, you'll see a drop-down menu of the tags for your group that haven't already been applied to this person, and just click there. You can add as many tags as you'd like to someone. To add a source code, just type in how you'd like to label the source, whether that's new or an existing source code. When typing in an existing source code, make sure it matches your code as you entered it elsewhere to make sure all the data is stored in the same place. Your next section is custom fields. Here, you can edit the information someone has provided, or that you uploaded or previously entered for any of your custom form fields, like school district. You have a few options here. Edit the entry in the custom field, which is useful for correcting things like typos or if someone's information totally changed. You can also use the red X to delete all information in the custom field. Use the Create a Custom Field button here to add a new custom field for them, and use the Choose a Custom Field drop-down to add information on a custom field that you've already created, but for which you didn't already have data for this person. The last thing you'll see here is the Save Activist button. Click on this blue button, and you'll save all of the information that you've changed. If you have any other questions about the Search and Add Activist feature, or about any of Action Network's features, please visit help.actionnetwork.org.